This is Kerry from In the Girls Corner and MMAUK, and I am here with Brian Kelleher, and we're going to talk about his upcoming fight with UFC Long Island and his last fight that he had a huge win at UFC 212 over Yuri Alcantara. And yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was a pretty surreal experience, for my UFC debut to have to go to Brazil and be in enemy territory and deal with the crowd and stuff like that. It was probably the worst case scenario for a debut, but I kind of like that. I welcome that, and it was amazing to go in and silence the crowd and get the victory, and get through that first UFC nerves, jitters, and deal with it in the worst way possible with like the crowd against me and everything like that, and be able to get the win like that. Now I know I can get through anything pretty much.
And they give you performance of the night for that.
Yeah, they gave me performance. Yeah, it was amazing. Like everything worked out perfect. Couldn't have gone any better. Like getting in and out with a submission with no injuries, getting the bonus, changing my life with that, and returning back to fight again the next month. This month coming up for the UFC Long Island. So
that's why I was so excited when I saw you fighting. I said, this is perfect when he wins. It's just right in time. If there's no injuries, you go right to UFC Long Island. And I wanted to ask you if that was your plan, was to either, were you looking for that to be your first fight, or was this better off, like you said, that you just got the jitters done with it and it's over with and now you're in a whole different level?
Yeah, it was interesting because like before I got the call, I thought I'm going to get the call for the UFC Long Island. I know what's going to happen. Like they're going to see a Long Island guy. He's on a win streak. They'll probably pick me up for the Coliseum. And when I got the call, it was for Brazil. And I was like, wow, like I didn't expect this, but this is amazing because if I can get this win, I can get on that card. Now I can make noise by, my post-fight interview. I got to say the right things, ask for what I want, and they'll give it to me. Like I believed in that and I manifested that. But I had to get the win first, so I was focused on just the, I had my eyes on the prize on Yuri, and I was like, if I could just get past him and get that microphone, like I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, you had a really impressive first round finish, and I mean, I heard that the crowd was beyond not nice about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in their home field, you're at his home field advantage, and I know they can be a little tough over there in Brazil. So I heard you had some altercations with the people in the crowd.
I thought I just really had fun with the situation. I was embracing everything, even though they were yelling at me, "You're gonna die" in Portuguese. Like that's the thing they do, Like I had to say that over in my head over and over the week of the fight just to get used to it. And I'm like, all right, this is gonna be fun. They always do this. But when I was doing my interview, they were getting so loud that I couldn't even hear myself talk. So I was like, I need to get really loud. And like it kind of helped me because I got real passionate and I just started going off on the mic, and they didn't like that obviously, but I think the UFC liked it, so it worked out in my favor.
Oh, and especially with now the direction that the UFC is going with WMEI and IMG.
Yeah.
And you have, tons of personality. I'm friends with you on Facebook.
Yeah.
I follow your social media.
Thanks.
You're all over the place, which is great. That's what you need. So I think right now for you to be stepping into it when you are, it's just perfect time.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I think, opportunities arise with this platform. Like I've always said, like I just need my opportunity to show the world who I am, and things will take off from there. So I'm really excited about this. I hope, I can show all my talents and people could see that, and maybe other opportunities come along the way, and after fighting I'll be lined up for something else.
Well, I'm definitely hoping to see you fight Cody Garbrandt if he still has the belt.
Yeah,
after
no,
whoever
that's
he
exciting.
fights next, because I know they were trying to get him to fight TJ, and then a bunch of shit happened with that.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I looked up a lot about you, and I know you have a really impressive fight career. You've been fighting for competitively for more than 10 years?
Yeah, around 10, 11 years now. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a long journey.
What made you start mixed martial arts? Because a lot of people have different reasons and what they got into it and when they started. And I mean, like you've been fighting for 10 years, so you had to have started it, a while ago.
Yeah, it's an interesting subject, like to talk about why. It's almost hard for me to find out why, because like in my heart, I'm more of a soft person, and I know that. So it's so interesting to me that I fight people, because in the street, I've never been in a street fight. I've never, like I've always shied away from stuff like that. People would get jumped. Like I just wanted to get away. I didn't want to deal with it. Of course I'll help, protect my loved ones, but like I just always avoided fights. And then here I find myself as a professional fighter. Like this is the life that I live. It's kind of interesting, but I go back and I think, I've always been an athlete. I've always played soccer, hockey. I did bowling. Like any other sport that I tried, I picked up pretty quick, and I felt like I had a natural ability. And so when I got into this, it was was the same thing. You know, I never wrestled in high school, but I would train with guys that wrestled, and they would be like, you wrestled, right? And I'd be like, no, I just kind of, you know, I'm athletic. I picked it up quick. And they're like, wow, like you're very talented. So I'm like, all right. So I just kept going with it and stayed persistent. And I fell in love with the sport and really the whole lifestyle of the sport. And I think that took me further and further along the way.
Oh, absolutely. Are there any like fighters that you kind of looked up to that were, you know, maybe also an inspiration into, you know, wanting to take it to the level that you have? And in such a short time from, you know, when you're at your debut, you're already, people know exactly who you are, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting too because like as far as like UFC guys go, because I started as a fan, you know, just watching the sport, and I love Chuck Liddell and Matt Hughes and those guys. That's who I started watching, you know, and but even on the regional scene, even a teammate of mine, Kenny Foster, and another guy, Anthony Leone, he's in Bali right now. But those guys really inspired me to take the sport to the next level because when I was an amateur coming up, those guys were like 7-1 in professional, and they were doing big things, and they moved upstate to Ithaca, and they were telling me like, listen, you got to come, you know, this is the way to do it. Like we're training really hard up there. We got good coaches, a good structure. You just got to get your way up there. Like find your way to Ithaca, and we'll take you under our wing. And like those guys really motivated me to take the sport serious, and I have to thank them for that because I probably wouldn't have got this far if I didn't make that move, you know, in the first place. So
Well, you know, it does take a team, so to speak,
Yeah.
to get you, you know, where you are. And I actually happen to really like the team you guys have going on here. You guys have a really wonderful bunch of people, super talented. But I mean, how great is it? A lot of people want to like fight in their hometown and want to fight, you know, in their home state. But you're fighting as close to your hometown as you possibly can get at
Yeah.
UFC Long Island. How great is that?
it's amazing. Like it honestly still feels like a dream. Like even though I'm living it, it feels weird. Like I'm like, how is this happening right now? You know, because like I envisioned it for so long, and I've been manifesting this and just wishing it would happen. And finally, it happened. And my fight happened like this. I got a submission, and now here, Long Island, like. I never would have imagined it to be this perfect. Like the timing and everything like that, it's unbelievable. Like now my friends and family can come see me fight live. I feel like I'm gonna feed off that energy, you know, finally get cheers. Like I've been fighting in New Jersey, Maine, all that stuff, you know. So I've been the away guy the whole time my career. So finally I'm fighting at home, and it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait.
I definitely think that the energy in there is going to be, it's going to be bananas.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going, I know a whole bunch of people that are going because who doesn't want to go see, you know, their favorite, my favorite sport in the world. I want, you know, when I heard they were coming to Long Island, I knew it was a matter of time.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just, it is amazing to see my friends and people from here fighting on that card. It's really incredible.
Yeah, I grew up going to Islander games. You know, I was an Islander fan watching hockey and stuff. So it's actually perfect for me. Like, it's surreal to be fighting at the Coliseum because that's where I was just watching sports happen, you know, like watching the NHL players play. And now I'm fighting there. Like, you know, they came to Albany. They came to MSG. MSG's obviously, you know, that's the biggest one. But to me, the Coliseum's the most personal. You know, that's like sentimental to me because I was going there as a child with my dad, my brothers, watching these games. And now I'm going to be walking out and like I'm going to see all these fans there to watch me. So it's amazing.
You do have a really great family. I see them on social media too. It's
Yeah.
awesome. It's very
Tight
supportive
family.
of you, and you know you have a lot of really really great support, which is awesome. And what inspires you to be able to, you know, you said you're a very, you know, soft person, and you are. I could tell you're very well mannered, and you know you have a nice air about you. But like what? How do you get in that mind frame to be able to go in there and, you know, potentiality to hurt someone is there?
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
sure you're not going in there going, I'm gonna break this person's arm.
Yeah, it's almost like you hope it like nobody gets hurt. You know, like the way I think about it, I want to win, I want to finish the fight, but I hope that we're both not injured after. You know, but unfortunately, this is the sport. You know, I mean, the bottom line is he's trying to take me out. You know, he's trying to take my financial security. Like he's trying to take my dreams from happening, and I can't let that happen. So that motivates me, and also, you know, to make my family proud. My parents, you know, they've been behind me my whole career. I'm 30 years old. They easily could have kicked me out of the house at like 25, 26, like get a full-time job, but they were always behind me. They knew that I had the potential to get here, and they believed in me. So, you know, that fueled me, and it made me want to keep pursuing, stay persistent, and now here I am. So it all worked out. It was all worth it.
I mean, literally, that couldn't be a cooler story to tell somebody.
Yeah.
And you know what? I do have a lot of really young viewers, and I have a lot of people that watch in general. What advice can you give to some young people that are coming up in the sport that, you know, I mean, it does take a lot of work and a lot of dedication, and some people,
Yeah.
I think, get a little bit disheartened, you know, over how long it takes. And I mean,
Yeah.
some people it doesn't, you know?
Yeah, and they say anything in life worth having is hard to get, you know. So you have to stay persistent, and you can't let the doubts take over you. You know, I think in my career I've had my losses. You know, I have 7 losses, and those will bring you down, and you'll second guess this career. Like, should I stop? I don't know if I'm gonna make it, and you know, should I just get a regular job? And my advice is just do what you love and follow your passion, and it'll all work out. You just got to stay persistent and have that self belief where no matter what happens, you're gonna get back up and keep trucking, keep going, and you know, just keep dedicated, keep in the gym, keep your mind focused, because there's always going to be questions. You know, you're always going to wonder, like, should I keep going, should I not? And I think I had those times, but I always pushed through them, and I always kept my faith high, and here I am. So
That's amazing. You are a very inspiring person, which is you have to be. You have to have
Yeah.
that vision and know where you want to be and what you want to do, which is, I mean, it's a big part of it. And you're here. I've seen you here twice, so you're here all the time.
Yeah.
You know, how intense is your fight camp as opposed to, you know, everyday training? I mean, like I said, I've seen you here a couple times, so you're probably here a lot.
Yeah, I'm here a lot. You know, I got Max and BJJ behind me, which is a lot of great jiu-jitsu guys here. You know, my coach Nabi over here, my coach Joe, and then you know, my coaches are very open-minded. They allow me to cross-train. You know, I go over to Long Island MMA, Ryan LaFlair's gym, and I train with those guys, and that's been really helpful too for my career. You know, just being in a room full of all, you know, high talent and other UFC fighters and stuff like that. It's really big help for me, and it's cool too because we're all pretty much on this card. So it's like the energy in the gym and then the energy in the arena. We're all going through this together. I feel like we're all gonna feed off of it and go in there and really perform well. So.
Oh, I am so excited about that. That's great that you train with everybody. I mean, really, the fact that you are kind of all going in there as a team, I would say team Long Island, team New York, which I think just happens to be really freaking cool. And I mean, that's got to be amazing being able to train with who you do and, you know, on a regular basis that you do. I mean, these are people you probably looked up to.
Oh, yeah. You know, I was training with these guys before I made it, you know, and I was just trying to, you know, iron sharpens iron. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to stick around these guys and good things will come, you know, and, you know, I feed off their energy. I see, you know, what level I'm at when I compete with these guys in the gym, and I'm like, you know what, I'm right there. It's going to happen. You know, just keep training, keep persistent, and things will happen for you. So it really has been a big help to be around those guys my whole career. So
Awesome. What can everybody expect from Brian BOOM Kelleher?
Boom.
In the future. Boom. I love that.
I'm going for the whole thing. You know, I'm going for world champ. I mean, I think 2018 will be the, you know, I'm predicting like in that year I can become champion. You know, I obviously only see victory. You know, my vision is clear, and you know, I manifest it. You know, I try to keep my mind focused on my goals, and I just stay persistent in the gym. I sacrifice a lot, Chip, and let's go, Chip. And you know, I got a lot of motivation. I got good coaches, good energy around me, and I think, you know, I feed off of that energy, and I just want to be successful, and I believe in myself. You know, I believe I'm the best now. You know, that's the only way about it. You can't second guess yourself. You have to believe you could beat anybody in the world right now. It doesn't matter if you're number 10, number 12 in the world. Like, I believe I'm number 1 right now. I just have to prove it to myself and to the rest of the people watching.
Absolutely. I kind of feel like if you don't believe that you're number 1, you're kind of not in the right place.
Exactly. You're not in the right sport, especially this sport, you know, fighting. Like, if you don't believe you're the best, then you're going to fight someone and think, oh, man, I don't know if I could compete with this guy. You know, like, he's on another level. I see guys in the UFC. I'm humble. They're great fighters. And, of course, there's always a potential to get your head taken off in this game. You know, like you said, Cody Garbrandt's the champion, and I respect him as a fighter. He's a really good fighter. He's aggressive. You know, he's fast. But I always believe I'll find a way no matter what. I have a tattoo right here, find a way. So
I was noticing that.
So no matter what, you know, my dad says this when I fight, like, just find a way. And I believe no matter what happens in the cage, I'll find a way to win.
Well, I kind of feel like that's what fighting is, just like a big equation to solve a problem. You know, you're in a little, they get you in a position, you're in a bad role, you just, you know, find a way out of it.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, it's like a chess match.
Yeah, it applies to fighting. So I love this tattoo. I love this phrase, and I take it with me in the cage. So.
That's awesome. Well, I know you got some training to do, and I just wanted to give you the floor to say anything you haven't or I haven't asked, and, you know, thank your family, friends, sponsors, training partners.
Yeah, no, I want to give a big thanks to Max and BJJ, my coaches, Nabi, Barraquette, Cheer, and Joe Monahan, Alex Aristides. These guys have, you know, taken me in and given me the, you know, the gym and the knowledge, and I really appreciate that. Of course, my family, you know, they've been behind me since day one. and you know, all my training partners and my sponsors, the Float Place, and that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Thanks a lot.
You guys probably gave me the best interview.
Boom!
Boom! I love it. I love it.